Ah. There we go. Now we're live. Hi guys, long time no see. It's almost like I was just live like 4 minutes ago. What happened? I had to refresh stream. We are going to be watching Vita Carnis. Which I've never fully watched before. Also, how's it going, gamers? Yeah, so at first this stream was just gonna be a regular spooky stream, but then I decided I want to watch Vita Carnis on stream for the first time. So I ended that stream, renamed the stream, did a new thumbnail, and started a new stream so that people would get notified of the Vita Carnis stream. See, I'm a genius! Where have you been over the past 3 years? Buddy, I've been here! What are you talking about? Where have I been? I've been here! Alright guys, it's time. It's time. I show you. Where were you when Vita Carnis came out? I don't know. Why did you have to use the F word in the title, though? Because I wanted to? Guys. The Goat Tea Mug. From my brand Smoothline. Dropping in June. And there's more coming, but I'm waiting for it in the mail. But this is a look at the first design that we got. And there's gonna be a shirt too. But once that comes in the mail, oh buddy, we're gonna be doing some promo. Why can't you drop it in April? First of all, April already happened. Second of all, I'm waiting to get my sample products in, so then I can know, I can promo them. Have you tried the Minecraft broken script mod yet? No, I haven't played Minecraft in like a week. Where'd Garrett go? Oh my god. Here he is. Garrett! I'm looking forward to this a little bit. I'm not really a big fan of analog horror, but everyone's always hyping up Vita Carnis. And even though I did... Where did I put Vita Carnis on the Mimic tier list in that one video I did? I think I put Vita Carnis in like A tier or something, right? The Vita Carnis Mimic? He was pretty high on the tier list. Could we get some Garrett merch? More Garrett merch? This isn't Garrett. I mean, it can be. But Smoothline isn't like merch for my channel. I mean, it can be if you... it can be, but... Like, I'm not making products related to my channel. He looks like Garrett. It can be Garrett. It's inspired by Garrett. But this is Smoothline. More Smoothline products coming soon. Okay. It's fine. I was gonna put Powerade in it, but it's dusty. I didn't wash it yet. I just took it out of its box like a few hours ago. What should you eat? I don't know. Make like a grilled cheese or something. If you're not lactose intolerant. Okay. Let's actually just, like, straight up get into this. I'm ready. I'm ready. Where do I start? Should we watch these one by one? Also, are these, like... What are these? I'm new to this Vita Carnis thing. I only know about the Vita Carnis mimic. That's the only thing I know about this. What is all of these after this? Is the living meat research separate from all this stuff? I might... I don't think I'm going to watch this entire thing here today. That is a lot to watch today. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see how it goes after I watch this stuff. But I'm assuming I start here, right? This is the beginning of the Vita Carnis. Yeah, okay. We're just going to go down this playlist, I guess. Oh, yeah. It says Vita Carnis viewing order. Okay. Warning, this video talks about and shows imagery of graphic content like gore, flashing lights, violence. Not violins, violence. And death. Alright. Incredible stuff. Strawberry cow? $500,000.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself.
Yo, you know what's
very
crazy?
recently.
You know what's crazy? We're probably standing on, like, millions and millions of years of fossils. There's probably a fossil underneath us right now that we don't know about. And it could be, like, miles deep down.
Things have changed.
Is this the one with the boiled one? I don't think so. Is Vita Carnis the one with the boiled one? Or is that a different thing? That's a different analog horror. See, analog horror is just like a big pile of all the same shit for me. I don't know anything I'm going into right now.
New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and
Turn the
what we
light
know
off.
about evolution itself. That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First, what are these new life forms?
I have the same question.
Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931,
What happened? Oh my... They just came out of nowhere.
there has been much debate on what these newcomers are and where they came
There was a slight dip over here, though. It looks like they had some control of it. They were like, okay, we got this. And then, oh shit, we lost control again. And then just straight up. That's
from.
crazy.
Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no.
That looks like Kool-Aid. I'm sorry.
The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home.
I think the fuck not. They're getting bombed. Are you kidding me?
What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones.
Cool.
They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these
All right.
characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis.
Oh! He said the fucking thing! Oh, he said the thing! Sorry.
The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives.
Wait, what? They consume organic material, mainly flesh of other animals, non-carnivores. Okay, so they're not cannibals. They're not
The
cannibalistic.
carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration.
That reminds me of... Do you guys know that worm? Do you guys know that worm that spits out webs? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let's see if I can find it. The ribbon worm. Yeah. This reminds me of the ribbon worm. Watch it spit its ribbon. Look at that. Oh my god. Is this Vita Carnis? Is the ribbon worm Vita Carnis? Oh my god. What the fuck?
These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions
That is literally a ribbon worm.
of other, smaller branches. And each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root
So these things come from Earth, it sounds like. Like they're just adapted from Earth. Sounds like the vines from the Upside Down in Stranger Things. True. Can you ask why McDonald's chicken strips hurt your stomach? Oh yeah, guys, don't get the McDonald's chicken strips. They have a rubbery texture, and it hurt my stomach when I ate it.
like dendrils.
It didn't make me sick, but it just did not. It didn't feel right.
It absorbs the material and processes it
Ew,
into usable
dookie.
energy.
Sorry.
Although the crawl also
What's going on,
obtains
Metal Meows?
energy
Welcome.
through another
We're watching Vita Carnis for the first time. I'm new to this, so we're going in.
means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and
All right.
therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth. Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments.
The entire world, except for this little spot right here. What's going on over here? Why are they not flourishing in this area?
Easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found
Never mind, they took over. That area is cooked now. Goodbye.
pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance.
That is kind of freaky. It's just a vine? Oh my god. Okay.
One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well.
Wait, but when they eat the crawl, does the crawl take over them? That'd be kind of crazy.
The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again.
No?
This form of symbiosis leads to an
Wait. Okay.
environment where all thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
Oh my god.
Because of the
Oh, that hurt. Oh.
supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients.
What was that? Wait.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainable. Because of the
Thanks for saying... Yeah, thank you.
supernatural rate of growth and its richness
Lag. It's in the
nutrients,
video.
It has been sustainably cultivated.
Wait. Just lag? The flesh from Snowpiercer. I don't know what that is. Look at this. Oh my god. They got a what's this called? The greenhouse of the crawl?
Cultivated into domestic farms.
Why do they want to grow this?
The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality.
Oh. So is this a good type of Vita Carnis? Is this a good member of the Carnis family? Because this just sounds like they're using it for fertilizer. Guys, is there lag? Is the stream laggy? Or are we good? Not anymore. Unknown stuff in the food chain sounds bad.
The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans.
No shot, dude. I'm not eating that. Oh my god.
And reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Well, yeah.
The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node
That is fucking disgusting.
will fall off and grow into a functioning organism.
Oh! It births more organisms?
And go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing.
Oh! So this thing is used as a fertilizer. And, the crawl itself isn't bad. But when it reproduces and, offspring, right? That's when shit gets messed up. That's when stuff goes down, is when this thing starts budding creatures.
The first of these creatures are the trimmings.
The trimmings. Here we go, episode 2. It also said the crawl could outcompete other species. Oh.
The trimmings. Trimmings
That thing looks like a tick. Or a sand mite.
are small animals that
Is that what it's called? The sand mite? I don't know.
resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have
Skinned raccoons? Buddy, that looks like a giant tick.
a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different...
Your mic hanging by one string? What are you talking about? My mic is perfectly fine.
body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
Your mic is awful? Chat, is my mic bad? Is my mic that bad? Check behind your mic, it is damaged. What are you talking about? What do you mean check behind your mic, it is damaged? My mic is fine. It just peaks because I'm being loud.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made...
It sounds like you're underwater. Buddy, that might be your own speaker. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hold up. Hello? Oh.
Why can't we say we're the best?
I just got an ad for my own live stream.
You just can't say that legally.
That means I'm getting paid.
Homes.com es el mejor.
No. What if he said it?
What?
Homes.com. It's the best.
Homes.com.
It's the best.
It's the best. Ew, get out of here. Oh my god, dude. Another ad. What the frick? What the frick?
so. Due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Well, yeah.
The crow also plays a very important role in the next creature
It's fucking disgusting.
will fall off and grow.
Yeah, nah, y'all are tripping. My mic is fine. All right, here we go.
Mostly of meat tissue and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a
7.8 inches. Sorry.
basketball.
Basketball.
Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including,
Oh, that's good.
but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals.
Okay, we're good. So it doesn't eat live humans then. We're good. We're chill. These things are fine. These things are just the decomposer. What's it called? Decomposers? They help with composting. These are good. These are our friends.
Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened.
I feel bad for it now. Poor thing. Probably
Because
scared.
of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators.
Aw.
Naturally, its population would eventually die out.
No. My question is, can I keep this thing as a pet?
This is not the case. The crow constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes.
Wait.
Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case. The crow constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl.
That's okay. More composting. More composting. It just helps with the composting process. That's all that's going on. We're good.
Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years.
Everywhere
Although-
except Antarctica? Is it in Oh yeah, they forgot Antarctica. Well, I guess it's not there. Too cold.
Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years.
Keep one as a pet to keep rats away? I don't think they eat live rats, right? I think they only eat dead meat, I think. Right? Fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and dead animals.
Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests.
They don't sound like pests to me. They just sound like... These guys sound like the equivalent to, like, a house centipede. You know? Or just like a regular little spider in your house. They're just there to eat insects and stuff like that. You know, they're just chilling.
Due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
That is... I'm sorry. That's kind of cute, though. In its own little disturbing way. That is kind of cute, a little bit. I mean, I'd be scared if I saw this in real life. But if I knew, like, it's not going to harm me, like, hey, we're chill. We're good.
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets. And
That's what I was asking! That's what I was asking! Look at that.
relatively domesticate them. Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
Oh god, here we go. How much you want to bet that these things, the trimmings, are the only ones that are going to be harmless? Everything else is going to just be evil. I want one. Get me one as a pet.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts is the #1 movie in the world. Oh, yeah! For 2 weeks in a row.
Pretty enticing.
That's cool. I don't care.
Yay! Ah, yeah!
The meat snake.
There's a joke to be made. There's a joke.
The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl,
Oh my god.
it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
16 feet?
Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
Why? Why?
The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism.
Oh, we're good. Every time I think there's something to worry about, they reassure us with the, you're good if you're alive. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't like to see this thing, but we're chilling if it doesn't harm me.
The meat snake locates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole.
Oh my goodness.
Once the entire body is consumed,
This is actually just how a regular snake works, though, right? Like, don't they usually just swallow things whole?
the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
It eats to grow like that?
Tract. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
Snake game. Oh my god. W pull.
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull. Each
Whoa, wait,
organism
what?
and use it as.
Hold on.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed.
Is that a whole ass rhinoceros? And this looks like a human.
During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes.
But again, it can only eat dead things. It only eats dead things.
The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
Golly.
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
I like that you can burn these things. I feel like fire is... Look. I love fire. You want to know why? Because if there's anything that's just terrifying or disgusting, just throw fire at it, and you're good.
Interestingly, The meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence
What's up, NB7?
mitosis, splitting itself in two, then
Wait. No, but doesn't the crawl reproduce asexually?
is able to reproduce. The meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a
Well... Wait, does the crawl count as a member of the Carnis family if it like... Because the crawl is kind of like the mother of all of this, right? So maybe
the
that's
meat
what
snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two.
We're good.
Then
We're
the
good,
now
MB7.
two meat
Thank you.
snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold.
Okay, yeah, so this is the first one, unless this is a glitch. This looks like the first one I've seen where it's not just all over the entire world. Like, there are some areas where it doesn't live.
Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available.
What do you do if you saw a meat snake at your house? I mean, I'd be scared, but, you know, it's not gonna eat me, because it only eats dead animals.
Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products.
All of these creatures have just been nothing but beneficial so far. You're telling me these creatures are like walking composters?
The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts,
That's
and
crazy.
within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame.
Okay.
Overall, meat
I don't want to tame that, though. You know, like, cool, but I don't really want that in my house.
snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
What's it smell like? Dead meat on
Our
the
next creature is the mimic.
Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into the violent ones. We're getting into the violent ones. Wait, I know it said it only consumes dead animals, but what if it kills, waits, and consumes? It doesn't do that. It doesn't kill. It's like a turkey vulture. It just waits to find something dead and eats it. Okay. So these two are nice. These two are friendly. They're good. These two are our friends. These two are our friends. This one's gonna murder. This one's gonna murder all of us and die. We're gonna die. What the fuck?
The secret to our deodorant is sand. We got a crazy message
What?
from a customer named Mina. Here it is. Hi, I'm a big fan of your deodorant and I'm a student at University of Detroit Mercy. In my microbiology lab class, we swabbed our armpits to see what will grow on a petri dish. And I ended up having the least amount of bacteria in my armpit. This is wild. Look at the carpe armpit versus the other armpit. This is
I call cap on that. So I don't even know that much about the mimic. The only time I think I've only seen like 1 or 2 videos of the Vita Carnis mimic, and it was only because I was looking for stuff to include in the mimic tier list video that I made.
The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled...
Nah, see, how can we go from two innocent things to this? That's disgusting. How? Why?
smile, although it resembles a happy face.
Do you remember that one time that YouTube ads was promoting an ad blocker? Yeah, dude, I still get those ads sometimes. I'm bored and tired. Good night, everyone in Jeejay. Alright, have a good night,
This is
Chaos.
due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much
Yeah, the art in these is really good. You're right.
more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Yeah, nah, see, we can keep the other two. But this is where I draw the line.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas.
Oh, they're really in Florida. Another reason not to go. It looks like they might be in the Massachusetts area. I might
The
be cooked.
mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4
India? Wait, are they in India? I didn't notice. Where's India? I'm horrible at geography. Where's India? It's in Asia, so it'd be over here. Somewhere.
The mimic's life cycle is
South
made of
Asia.
3 stages. Cycle.
Like here? Is this like where India is? Around here? Yes. Yo. That's crazy. They are literally like almost only in India. That's absurd.
The mimic's life cycle
They did
is
India
made of
dirty,
3
dude.
stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages.
And they're murderous, unlike the trimmings.
In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target.
That's why it's in India. Oh, wait. Why is it not in California that much? Like, this makes sense for it to not be like out here because like there's nobody out here pretty much. But why is it not even in California like at all? California meat is too woke. Those damn liberals taste disgusting. It's in Massachusetts though. I'm cooked. GG. Where was I?
It's fully human-popular target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
Oh hell no.
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once
Honestly, good. You know, kill me while I'm sleeping. Like, if you're gonna brutally eat me, do it while I'm asleep, preferably.
Band silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle.
Yo. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yo, my heart is going so fast right now. There's a window to my right, and that played in my right ear. Dude, I thought there was somebody at my window. And I'm on the second floor right now.
In the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey
That sounds so real. That's crazy.
into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
I saw this. I included this in my mimic video, tier list video. Jump scare warning, by the way. There's gonna be a jump scare. Garrett, protect it. Where's Garrett? Garrett, protect me. Take Garrett instead. Turn off the light? Well, it doesn't matter at this point. Like, the mimic knows he's in there. That is cool, by the way. They used actual, like, puppetry for this. That's cool. Garrett
The
wins
next
fight
stage
over a
of the
mimic.
mimic's
That's
life
true.
cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin,
That made me flinch a little bit, but I knew it was coming because I had to edit that for my
hair,
video.
and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away.
Why?
It grows a thick, dark
Why?
coating of a flexible
Why? Thick, flexible coating provides protection and allows mobility. Why would it need protection? I mean, I guess from like a gun if someone wanted to like shoot it, but like, dude, this thing's like gonna
skin,
kill you.
which is highly durable and increases in strength the
You're
more
dead.
the elder mimic consumes.
You're dead.
This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin.
I don't want to think about what its predator must be. Yo! That's a good point. That's a good point.
It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet.
It might not have a predator. This might be at the top of the food chain.
Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4. In the event that you have been
So they're not going to chase you? You can just dip?
cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack.
It's still going to eat me. That's not going to help.
Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. GG, you're dead. You're cooked.
Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks.
Ah, okay.
6.
Smart.
In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area,
What about C4? Yeah, would explosives work on it? Maybe.
and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey, and will move on.
Be safe and avoid.
Why does it need resilient skin if you can't shoot? Blue Goo, I need you to think about what you just asked. Why does it need resilient skin if you can't shoot? You can't shoot because it has resilient skin. If it didn't have resilient skin, then shooting it would work.
Avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the Harvester.
Can we go back to the first two that don't hurt us? Me eating an apple at 4 in the morning. Oh wow. Oh wow. This looks like a very good meal. Incredible. What's up? What's next? The Harvester?
Sid's
guy.
been thinking about getting dentures for a while.
William Afton?
Well, picture this. At Aspen
William Afton?
Dental, you can get
From the Five Freddy Fazbear movie?
dentures in days. Get back to smiling sooner with 25% off dentures.
Dentures are disgusting. Sorry. But they are. I hate when people take their dentures out. It looks... Ooh. Ew.
The Harvester.
That. What is that?
The Harvester is a large, bulbous mass with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base.
There's a joke to be made.
The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally. The Harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester.
Gee, sorry if my cancer that made me need to have my teeth removed grosses you out. Oh, my apologies. Hey, I mean, I got a retainer. I can't really judge. I can't really say much about dentures. I have the next best thing. I'm usually not huge into analog horror because it all feels very similar to me, but the amount of effort and time that the creators put into the stories and environment is always so incredible. Yeah, I'm enjoying Vita Carnis so far. I'm probably not gonna check out like the Mandela catalog or anything like that though. Like I don't care about the Mandela catalog, dude. The Mandela catalog just seems so uninteresting to me.
Instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground.
The Mandela catalog starts good, then it just turns into the most basic, boring, blah, 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 lame shit. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with it.
Harvester is equipped with
The only reason I'm checking out Vita Carnis is because it actually, like, seems pretty interesting. And I did talk about it in a few videos before, and I have not, like, seen the whole thing, so I feel like I feel obligated to watch it.
2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat.
Look behind you. Buddy, I'm looking in my monitor over here. There's nothing behind me. If there was, though, it's over. Whatever. There's one actor in the Mandela catalog that I like, because I like his own stuff separately from Mandela catalog. You know another analog horror I'm never gonna check out? The Walton Files. Dude, like, if I want Five Nights at Freddy's Fredbear's, I'm gonna play Freddy Fazbear Pizza.
Just below the surface of the ground. The Harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear
There's a Mandela catalog game.
trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis.
Isn't there like a fish or something? Or like a sea creature that has something similar to it? It has like spines on it, and it has venom in its spines, and if you touch it, it like, I don't know if it paralyzes you, but
The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting. Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but
imagine just going for a walk and stepping on this. No way this geek is live still. You're getting demodded, Tristan.
very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb
the shoes will protect you. I think the spike might go through your shoe. I don't know.
Vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground.
That's crazy.
Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital...
It's massive! This is about to be your final destination. Final destination meets Vita Carnis.
organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy.
That's disgusting.
The remains underground
That's disgusting. You know what Vita Carnis reminds me of? Oh my god, wait until you guys see this. This thing's disgusting. Hold on. Dude. I'm gonna give a little bit of a warning for this because this is actually kind of gross. Dude, Vita Carnis reminds me of of vulture beehives.
Bad news, but that's a beehive made of flesh. And the architect are these guys, vulture bees. You see, vulture bees don't drink nectar. Instead, they live solely off of meat, making them the only non-vegetarian bee.
This is literally a Vita Carnis creature.
And they eat a lot of meat. They've been known to leave animals completely skeleton when they're done with them. And since bees gotta throw up to make their honey is in turn made of meat. They make meat honey. I've never not wanted to try a food so bad. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
Dude, that is just like, imagine the smell of the nests. Ugh. Oh my god. This is horrifying. I hate that so much.
Providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals. A strange behavior of the harvest.
Yo, if I ever found that in like a trash can, I don't even know if I'd want to burn it. I don't think I'd want to get that close to it. I might just run.
Harvester displays as its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens.
Probably because the bird is so light. That'd be my guess.
1. It could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators.
There is so much thought put into how these fake creatures work. It's pretty impressive, actually. Honey with protein actually sounds okay if it didn't look like that. True.
It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and
It looks like it could be located in Massachusetts slightly.
woodland forests. If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive. The best thing you can do is avoid
You'd be okay if you were a squirrel or something? Yeah. It said it doesn't really go after smaller animals that much.
encountering a harvester in the first place. If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles
Wait, did it say how far these things go?
away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal. Next up is the host.
Okay. Don't know what that is. Wait, maybe it said it earlier and I just wasn't paying attention.
the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally.
Almost 500 feet? Oh my god. You wouldn't even know if you were near this thing. Like, you're not getting this close to this creature. How did he even get this close, actually? If these things go up to 500 feet, I don't know how he even got that close. That's crazy.
Activate the spines on where the object lands.
If you're walking and you're 500 feet away from this, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd even notice this. You wouldn't even notice it in the forest like that.
Distracting the bulb for a moment. B2 next.
Could you, like, pave over it? That's a good question. That is a really good question. Could you put cement over the... I hate loose pockets. The pants I'm wearing right now have loose pockets, and every time I put my phone or wallet in there, dude, it falls out.
Whoa! Nope.
That would destroy forests, though. That's true. Just put up a sign telling people to not go in there or something. And then you have the YouTubers who are like, we're exploring this abandoned forest that we're not allowed in, so we're gonna trespass. This sign says danger, do not enter, but we're gonna enter it and we're gonna see what they're hiding from us. Some old Sam and Kobe type video.
The host of influence.
You gotten a ton of ads on the stream? That's crazy.
The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease.
Oh, okay.
The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement. The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used
Mouth slit blends into neck muscles? Ooh.
feeding.
Like Pennywise in It Chapter 1, where he opens his mouth and it's just like a flap.
On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs.
Will do.
Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America.
Why? Why us? Why us? Why in North America? Oh, they're in California. Let's look at that.
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them.
What?
An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, But a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know, show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services.
What are they gonna do?
After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those.
So the host emits this toxic fume that essentially hypnotizes the human and makes him walk towards him so he can eat him. That's crazy. That is some like Pied Piper type stuff.
Organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection.
So how far away could you be from it? Like, could you, like, what if, like, hypothetically, if you were on vacation or something, and you inhaled some of these fumes, and you get on an airplane, like, shortly after, what happens? What if you're on the plane? And then what if you, when you land, wherever you're landing, like let's say you're in a different country now, you can't walk to the person. Or, not the person, you can't walk to the creature, I mean.
The effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Oh, wait.
An infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection. The effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Do you think people would use this as, like, a way to get high? Like, I wonder if... I could see this being, like, a way for people to get high. Like, they extract the fumes from this creature... And they're like, all right, man, look, you want this drug, you want to feel this high, you got to stay locked in this room for 36 hours after you take this drug. Right? Because if you take the drug while you're not locked in a room, then you're going to get killed by the creature. But if you take it while you're locked, like, I'm talking locked in a room, I feel like people would use this as a way to get high. People would get raided because they were keeping hosts in their basement. No, you don't want... Oh. I don't think people would, like, keep the creatures for themselves. I think people would take the spines from these creatures and, like, extract the fumes from them.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current...
I don't know how you would do that, though,
location.
without inhaling the fumes right then and there, though. That might be kind of difficult. A hazmat suit, maybe?
It will unroot itself and move to a new location. Their scarce number.
Wait.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself.
Wait, it's rooted into the ground when it's waiting for people?
And move to a new location. Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting.
I would not be that close. If it emits toxic fumes, I'm not getting that close to that thing.
All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Next, the monoliths.
What do we got so far? We got these two things. What's this called? The trimming, right? The trimming, I think. Meat snake, mimic. I forgot what this one was called. Was this one called? The harvester, I think. The host. And we got this one. And still, these two are the only friendly ones. That's crazy. All of these are from this one organism right here. That's crazy. Loose pot. That phone's falling out if he sits down.
Let's talk salary.
Great. What do you typically offer for this role?
It's competitive.
And if it was a number, it would be...
A competitive number.
With Indeed, you can avoid awkward salary conversations from the start.
Whoa, a number.
Is it competitive?
The monoliths. The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of
I'd like to know where it is. Wait.
In the area of
It looks like it's just in that small part of Canada right there. I think we're all safe. GG. I meant, no, not GG. No, not GG. We are all safe.
There are only 7 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds. The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunks. Measuring roughly 120 meters in height.
Hey Siri, how much is 120 meters in feet?
120 meters is 393.7 feet.
Oh my goodness. That's still not as much as the harvester. Dude, the harvester is like 500 feet in length. It looks like the boiled one, head shape and everything. What came first, Vita Carnis or the boiled one? Vita Carnis came first, anyway.
Height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso.
Oh my god.
The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith
What's the hole for, though?
where arms would be.
I don't mean that in the way you think I mean that. I'm just saying, like, why is it shit? Why? Why?
There are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity
Okay. It just
documented
exists.
that the monoliths have done was in.
Wait.
The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in. During this period, they were extremely aggressive. When the group of were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough to top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking
So it's just a circle of monoliths.
the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature. damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery.
Is that more than 300 feet? That looks like it's more. That looks like it's way more than 300 feet. What does 300 feet look like? Oh, you know what? I'm probably wrong. Wait. How tall is King the Ka? It's not even as tall as King the Ka. It's shorter than this. It's more it's closer. It's like in between. And that looks like it's way taller than that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh yeah, it's probably a little bit taller than the Statue of Liberty, I think. Does this look as tall as the Statue of Liberty or taller? I'm looking into this too deep. It's not that deep, bro. It's
Only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
That's cool, but what was the last one? This is just a collection of all of them, right?
Asking the right question can greatly impact your future.
Are you sure you're an orthopedist?
Especially when...
Yeah.
We stand and do nothing. The mystery.
The singularity is the orb.
Oh, it does add one more thing, though.
The singularity is the orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of readings that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange...
Okay, that one was unsettling. What's this?
This could be the greatest discovery of the age.
Let this feeling in.
Have any information of the whereabouts of...
We may be making a dish that has recently gained a fair amount of popularity. Today's dish will be a cheesy crawl penne.
What?
To start off, these will be the ingredients you will need. 3 cups of penne pasta. Roughly 3 cups worth of fresh crawl. Try to get a variety of sizes when you buy yours.
She's cooking with crawl. Ooh.
Or when you harvest them yourself. 1 cup of cheese. Half a cup of green onion. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of Cajun spice. 2 tablespoons of parsley. 1 tablespoon of dill. 1 tablespoon of garlic. A pinch of pepper. And finally, the most crucial ingredient. Nutrier Company's newly released flavor enhancer. To bring out the richness of flavors within each and every meal. First, get a medium-sized pot and fill half of it with water.
You missed it a little bit there, bud. A little bit.
Add a pinch of salt, which is used to help the pot come to a boil faster and help flavor the pasta. Then, set aside to boil.
Okay.
Grab your crawl and a sharp knife. Begin to cut the meat into a rough mince.
What do you think they used for this? Like, what do you think that actually is?
Crawl is soft on the outside, but the interior has a surprising sturdiness. Then, gather the meat and set aside.
Welcome back, Metal Meows. They're making a meal out of crawl.
Mince the green onion into rough segments. Take this mince and set aside as well.
You forgot to wash the board before cutting your fuck are these things called?
Green onion into rough segments.
Onion.
Take this mince and set aside as well. Next, grab your skillet and preheat with along some oil. Take your minced crawl and spread it evenly across the skillet. Stir occasionally until crisp and brown. As your water reaches a boil, add your penne and stir occasionally.
Looks almost crunchy. Yeah, I don't like that.
Cook until soft. At this time, your crawl will be brown and crisp.
Buddy, that ain't no... Okay.
Add your minced green onion and then the spices. Mix well. Once your pasta is finished cooking, strain it.
Would you guys feel safe trying crawl? I don't know if I'd want to eat it. I'd be worried it would, like, contaminate me or something. I'd be worried it would, like, infect me. I know it, like, doesn't. But I'd be worried it would.
Lay your cooked beignet evenly.
The bacteria in it? Wait, yeah, does it grow back? If it's made of meat and it grows out, like, in the sun, does the meat not grow bacteria? Or is it, like, not the same type of meat as our meat? So I wonder if it does. I wonder if bacteria doesn't work the same way.
To your dish. Then add the crawl topping.
Okay, is he just cooking for the rest of the video? Okay. Yeah, that was definitely a thing. Guide to owning a pet trimming.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really? First up, we've...
Many people get pets for companionship. They form bonds and grow relationships with these animals, even to the point of them being considered a part of the family. Most people get dogs or cats, but maybe you want something more interesting. Then, you may
Yeah, what was the sauce? That looked dry as hell.
want to get yourself a trimming. These lumps of meat have grown a reputation to be a loving companion for many people in the...
See, I said I wanted one as a pet, but I remembered it's literally living meat. I don't think I want it anymore.
recent months. Although, most people may not know the proper ways to care for them. Today, we will be showing you how you can care for your pet trimming.
It does look a little cute, though.
Taking care of a trimming is fairly easy, but this is no reason to slack off.
Okay.
They are living things and do require maintenance.
Right?
The first thing to keep in mind when keeping a trimming is the temperature of your home.
Okay.
While trimmings are resilient to both high and low conditions, you want to keep your base temperature near room temp, maybe slightly cooler.
Alexa. Hey Siri. How much is 20 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
20 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
60, okay. Room temperature. That's not bad.
That being said, trimmings prefer warmer areas to nest.
59 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal sleep. It is recommended to set the thermostat between 60 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit. This answer is from mentalfloss.com.
Okay, hey Siri, shut up.
Okay.
Just yap. Jesus Christ.
A simple setup you may use is a box with some blankets on the inside.
So in
Make
there.
sure there is enough for your trimming to cover itself. And now, you have a comfy bed for your buddy.
Look at him.
Next, you want to give your trimming the best diet possible. Trimmings are not picky eaters, and will eat anything you give them. To keep your trimming healthy and strong, a diet of dry cat or dog food that is high in protein, provided 2 times a day, is best. As a treat, you may give your trimming any scraps of your food. Things like apple cores, banana peels, or eggshells are a perfect
This is like the most normal thing I've seen out of all of these so far.
snack. A thing to remember is trimmings are nocturnal and make plenty of noise. To prevent you from having
Ew, I don't like that.
sleepless nights, try to give your trimmings first meal in the late morning or afternoon. This helps them be active during these times
It does sound kind of like a baby.
instead. Another thing to consider if you want a pet trimming is where they will be living.
Look at that thing.
Your home should have enough space for your trimming to roam around, as well as access to the outdoors, like a backyard. If not, be
It's like a turtle, kinda, actually.
sure to take your trimmings on regular walks.
Well, it looks like a turtle. I mean,
This gives your trimming the exercise they need, as well as allowing them to meet other trimmings.
your cat's name is for one of your favorite musicians? Who's that?
Trimmings are a social creature and need to interact with others of their kind, like how they do in the wild. When it comes to entertainment, trimmings are not the most active and aren't the best at fetch or tug of war. But here are other ways to keep your trimming entertained. Some toys that trimmings like are little items they can push, around, pull, or carry.
That's cute.
Trimmings also enjoy things that you enjoy as well, like watching the television or listening to the radio.
Oh, that's cute.
They love seeing and listening to all the funny things coming from the devices.
Aw. Thorn after teenage disaster, Thorn Baker. Cool.
After a long day, your trimming might be dirty and need a wash.
How do you wash meat?
To clean them, start your bath with a gentle warm water, mixed with a bit of hand or body wash. Gently scrub the trimming's feet, armpits, belly, and neck fold. Remember to be careful around their face, and avoid getting soap in their eyes, nose, and mouth.
With a little toothbrush.
Gently pat dry with a towel when done.
This is like weirdly cute.
Now your buddy is all clean.
Oh, little boop.
And lastly, as said before, trimmings are social creatures, so be sure to give them plenty of affection. They love receiving pats, scratches, and pets. They also love to sit with you and cuddle. Since they communicate with each other in the wild, it is best to replicate this behavior with them as well. Simply talking to them is plenty enough. You can talk about your day, if anything interesting happened at work, if you are working on any new
It just listens to you like that? Does it understand?
recipes, or talk about the weather. Trimmings are very good listeners and love to be involved. With all of these in mind, you are now well equipped to have a trimming become a part of the family. Do things right, and you will have a companion for a long while.
You got that? What was that? Okay. What do the comments say? Does anyone else think it's cute? I like how trimmings are wholesome in their own cursed way, while everything else in this universe is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, this and the meat snake are the only wholesome, well, kind of the meat snake. The meat snake isn't harmful to humans. But, yeah. And one thing not mentioned in this video is that you should never use harsh soaps on a trimming. I've seen way too many of these guys come in crying in pain because of the bad condition their skin is due to strong antibacterial soaps people use. If you've never heard of it now, if you don't, please. Acting like it's an actual pet. I love my little trimming. His name is Potato. One night, he just would not stop barking, screaming, yelling, meowing, or whatever that ass sound is. Turns out, there was a freaking mimic in my backyard. I think Potato might have saved my life that night as I called the police. It's sad how some people see trimmings as pests, but if you get to know one, they might surprise you. The fact that they are super gentle and basically play just by pulling and pushing toys around is genuinely adorable. And the way they love to cuddle and just be with their human. I actually want one so bad. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Wait, what'd that say? I love the not so subtle insistence of how much trimmings want to listen to and watch everything about us and our civilization. That's not like a bad thing though, right? If they evolved into predators and became smarter than then we'd be in big trouble. Good to know they are just meatballs right now. They are indirectly related to mimics. There's a theory they're failed mimics, and that's okay since they're nicer. Interesting stuff.
When the everyday
meat snake specimen. I don't know if I'm gonna watch all these tonight.
excess fall.
What I might do is I might watch this one and then stop at the mimic video and then continue in the next live stream. Because some of these are longer than 10 minutes.
Falls away, and we instead prioritize what matters.
You just got the ad blocker ad. Oh, yeah.
In the year of 1945, with the war finally ended, the cleanup process had started. During routine sweep of an underground train tunnel,
Lord have
the
mercy.
cleanup crew made a grotesque discovery. Found completely filling the tunnel was a meaty wall, and in the center of the mass was an opening with several skulls surrounding it. Closer inspection of the blockage revealed that the mass was actually an extremely engorged meat snake. Its impeccable size had blocked off the entirety of the tunnel's path.
Damn!
There was many strange things with this creature. First was the coloration. A typical meat snake's color is bright reds and light browns. This particular meat snake was a very deep maroon.
Oh.
Another strange thing about it.
Maroon. Red and maroon are basically the same thing, right?
It was its behavior. This creature barely moved. Meat snakes are normally sluggish and encumbersome, but the specimen discovered seemed to lack even basic motor functions.
That looks like one of them eels.
Its behavior was that of a plant's. Stationary, with only minor movements within. One would assume it was dead. The reason the meat snake may act this way may be because it was completely lodged in place and minimized movements to
How'd it get
conserve
so
energy.
big? So
But how would it have
chunky.
gotten this deep into the tunnel in the first place? And by the looks of weathering, it had been in there for quite some time.
No
So how
kidding.
did it get so large? The answer was discovered by a different cleaning crew, who found the other end of the tunnel. They followed it until it met with the other end of the meat snake. Alongside it was a huge pile of This meat snake's skin
carcasses.
also displayed great amounts of resilience. It took several days of cutting to even obtain a sample. Here, you can see the clear difference between this meat snake specimen versus a normal meat snake's membrane.
Okay, yeah, that's a big difference.
Testing on the sample showed that it had great immunity to damage. It tolerated extreme freezing temperatures, extreme heat temperatures, and even high doses of radiation. It is a wonder how such durability can occur in an organic creature. Another strange phenomenon is the smell off the skin. Normally, it would have a sour smell of
And they don't even gotta worry about being down there because they know it's not gonna eat them.
rotting flesh.
That did look like beef jerky, you're right.
But the specimen displayed a rather pleasant smell, like that of cooking scrambled eggs.
Is that really a pleasant smell, though?
Meat snake was later discovered to be missing by unknown survivors. How the meat snake grew in size was discovered to be...
Wait. Wait, I'm interested in what the singularity has to do with anything. Oh, the singularity is... Okay, we're gonna watch this one mimic defense video, and then I'm gonna end stream, and then we'll continue in the next stream, because quite frankly, I think this is too much for one night. So we're gonna watch one more video, and then we'll continue.
I got sick of guys combing my hair, so I switched to a short look. I also switched to Samsung Galaxy. Find the most expensive restaurant.
How are those related at all, ma'am? Sorry. Sorry. Go away!
As of the time of this video's release, we have been facing a concerning increase of missing persons and fatalities on a global scale.
That's probably not
The
good.
reason for this is because we are under attack.
Oh.
We have discovered that there has been a significant growth of mimic populations, which is threatening public safety.
Yeah.
National leaders have released this instructional recording to teach you on how to defend yourself. Here is what you need to know about the threat. Mimics are humanoid, intelligent predators that are highly adaptive and feed solely on human prey. Mimics gain information on people by watching their daily lives and pick to hunt people when they are most vulnerable.
Where do they hide to watch you, where you wouldn't notice them? That's my question.
The most common times a mimic will attack is when you are asleep, out walking alone, or in a cornered position. Mimics are cautious and calculative creatures, taking precautions to ensure a successful hunt.
My MacBook is hot for some reason. I don't think I'm loading anything like powerful in the background. Oh, maybe OBS.
They utilize various tactics to capture a person by surprise. One of the more well-known tactics is hiding itself inside of furniture to blend into its
If I open
environment.
up a cabinet and there's a mimic inside of it, oh my god, dude. Just push the cabinet, you know? Just push the cabinet on the floor. Knock it over. And then maybe it'll be trapped.
Common objects that mimics can hide inside are sofas, recliners, wardrobes, ottomans, and other places a mimic can comfortably wait. Mimics are able to contort their body in ways that allow them to fit inside smaller places. They also use it to expand their body, making themselves appear larger for intimidation.
Oh.
Another method mimics use to blend in is their ability to put on and wear clothing. Mimics put on layers of shirts, pants, and jackets to hide their bright red skin and blend into densely populated areas.
How well would they really blend in, though? Like, from the back, it's not that noticeable. But if you see them from the front, their bright red face, that's, like a dead giveaway.
In very rare cases, mimics can develop and grow to look very similar to human beings.
Oh, maybe that's
Pairing this with clothing, it can be very hard to tell the difference between a mimic and a person right away.
Would somebody not notice massive red fingers sticking out of their couch cushions? I don't think they're, like, hiding in the couch like this. I think they're, like... They might be... Yeah, wait. Who took these pictures? And why would they take them when they see a mimic is staring them down? I'm out of there, dude. Oh my god, if I saw an eyeball in my
Ottomans
sofa...
and other places for you. Do not panic. Stand your ground and try to appear larger. Wave your hands and make plenty of noise. Maintain eye contact. A mimic will hesitate to attack a potential threat. If you are armed with a weapon, aim for the head or legs. These are...
You said don't try to shoot it. So what do you want me to do?
are the best areas to hit to immobilize the threat. Fight back and don't let it get a hold on you. If you find a mimic that hasn't discovered you yet, stay out of sight. Call the authorities and alert them of your location. Stay where you are to avoid startling the mimic. If the mimic gives chase, run.
So can I use a weapon against her or no? I thought its skin was like too tough for bullets.
Try to get somewhere out of sight and hide. Do not leave the area. Officials will need to locate you to help.
Startle it? It startles me. True.
Stay low and stay quiet.
I'm
With
much
the information you have learned, use it well and stay safe.
If I just lock my windows and doors, it can't get in, right? Are we good? Even if they did look like humans, if there was just some person chilling in my closet, I'd be concerned. Yeah, like, I don't care if it looks like it. Well, I think it means in public it disguises itself as a human. It doesn't disguise itself as a human while hiding in your closet or couch. I'm blue, da ba dee da boo da.
A party in spring? Good thing Big Y has everything. Cocktail shrimp. Oh,
Big Y truly does have everything, though. They're right. They were not lying about that. They have pretty decent pizza, too.
Got it. Let's see. Yep, it's working.
Oh, is this that clip I've seen on like TikTok and stuff where the mimic is at the door?
1 sec. Yeah. Okay. Hello.
I thought you only had 30 minutes of tape on that.
I know, but just gotta see how it works.
Alright, Metal Meows.
Like,
Yeah, well,
I never got to use one of these. It's too bad. You were the only person who could film with me, so you're gonna have to put up with it.
Fine.
Bro, people who never want to be on camera are so annoying. Like, I get if you don't want to be put on the internet, and I get if, like, you're maybe, like, not looking very great, because, like, you just didn't really, what's the word I'm looking for? You didn't, like, what is the word I'm looking for? There's a word for it. You didn't, you didn't, it's when you get ready it's when you get ready at the beginning of the day. I don't know. You know what I mean, though. Like, I get if you're not looking your best and you don't want to be on video. Or if you're, like, doing something private and you don't want to be on video. But, like, if you're out, like, going on a hike or something, or, like, going on an adventure with friends and, you know, you just want to, get some videos in for the moment, for the memories, just be in the fucking video, dude, you know? I don't want to be on camera for this. Like, shut up. You know? Just be in the video.
Screw you. Screw you. Screw you. It's still way too dark. 1 sec. There we go. Hello.
Cold.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. You got some light now. But look at that over there. You can't see anything unless I, like, point directly over there.
Oh, there's gonna be a mimic out there.
Nope, can't see nothing.
There's gonna be a mimic out
Be
there.
out this late.
Fine. I'll cook you stuff when we get home. Don't worry.
I'm hungry.
Too bad.
Where are you gonna find anything open to get food out at this time of night? Actually, why is he just recording right now? How do you pronounce that, by the way? Is it Peony? Or Penne? Or Peen? How to pronounce...
Penne.
Penne. Crawl penne.
Wait. Ah, shit. Right, but it still turns off and on randomly for some reason. Like, it's the best thing I could get my hands on, though. Turning on and off, but it's the only thing that they would give me. It works, though. I just gotta watch.
This is gnarly.
It's not my fault this guy lives in a fucking dump. We're almost there. We just gotta get through the woods. You see it, though? Hopefully I show up on camera, though. Hopefully there are lights out there. Like, people still live there, right? Can't be that bad.
Pretty dark to me.
I think these friends are about to get absolutely mauled by a mimic.
But it was just one guy. I don't know why. Like, why would they get rid of everything? Dogs barking are never a good sign.
No.
Well, the sky looks nice. This thing can't capture it. I can barely capture the ground in front of me.
Okay, bud, you did not need to be recording this. Your entire walk to the location. Let's just get to the. Let's just get there.
It'll be like 5 minutes. I don't want to be out here either. You go ahead. You can't see a thing.
Most of this video is just them walking. Do the comments say anything about that? I don't see a single comment talking about how long it's taking them to walk to the fucking wherever. Wasting their film brought the worst flashlight possible, walking into some meat alien infested forest and no food. Worst day ever.
This way. I was on my way over here last time. It's cool. Like, we could get a shot of this in, like, atmosphere, you know?
It just looks like
Are they walking just the entire video?
One sec, let me get a good lighting on that.
There better be a mimic hiding in that car or something. What's this? This is Vita Carnis It's like an analog horror series.
There we go. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. Hey, look, it's like old stuff here as well. Anyways.
Yo, if there is not a mimic inside that car, I'm gonna be so mad. Because this whole thing's just been walking. I don't see like anything in the
We're on
background.
the flat part now. Yeah, we're close. Trailer should be right up ahead. This is where everyone was. There's no one here now, though. Not a single building in sight. Except, like, way over there. But there's no one here. It's the strangest thing. This is the spot. Right here. Yeah. This thing. Okay. So you take the camera and the light. Point at me, but don't point at me. How do I look? Like a barf bag.
Got him.
Alright, give me a second. And let me do a little read.
What is happening?
Year 1980, teenage boy was coming home from his trailer one late night. Although, when he arrived at home, he found a grisly scene. Detail Barrar, his father that he came home to, was found dead. The grisly scene lied before him. Police were called. They came to investigate.
This might be. This might be the weakest entry in the series so far.
Closed off everything. No one was allowed near, but only a few witnesses saw what truly happened there. For some reason, the police were acting very weird and trying to keep everyone away and telling little information. And when the information was released to the public, they say it was a suicide. Although, the trailer and most people living nearby moved away pretty much immediately. Police say it was a suicide, but the witnesses that did catch an eye of what happened say the scene was much too grisly to be that. But
This entry's so weak, even the chat is about something else. Yeah, no, because literally most of this is actually... This is 20 minutes of walking, essentially, in the woods. How is nobody in the comments talking about the unnecessary length of this entry? Like I've been enjoying Vita Carnis for like all of these are good. All of these are good. This is the only entry where I'm just waiting for it to be over because it's the entire video is just walking in the woods with a flashlight, and unless I just wasn't paying close enough attention, I don't think like the mimic appeared yet in this entry, and it's almost over. But all of the comments are talking about the mimic. And the mimic is going to be at the very end of this episode, and that's all people are talking about. I have not seen a single person comment on the actual... It took until 60 minutes before I finally read this is taking place on a version of Earth which isn't familiar with Vita Carnis. I've written off the lack of creep as a bunch of matter. Am I missing something in this entry? I don't know if this has been said, but I think we're watching through the eyes of a mimic that inserted a videotape into a TV. If you look closely to the right side during the FF section, you can see the reflection of what would be the screen's glass. And I think there's a terrifying thing in this video. They're just walking. Okay, well, we'll see.
Police haven't come out about anything yet. So that's why I'm here to answer what truly happened. And that's it for now. You said grizzly way too much. What?
Did the boiled one even show up? Buddy, that's a different analog horror. Oh my goodness.
You said grizzly way
That's not even the right. That's not even Vita Carnis.
too much. Too much?
Where is the boiled one from? Is that the Mandela catalog? Is that where the boiled one is from?
Yeah. Okay, should I retry? Sure. Okay. Pause. That one turned out alright, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, why is it rolling? Did you catch that? Oh. 30 minutes to film, and yet you screwed. I needed someone to film. I'm going home without you. I'm cold, tired, and hungry. If you want to stay out here and play games, you can.
Yo, this entry did not need to be 21 minutes long. I really appreciate how all the other entries are short, though. I will give credit where credit is due. I've enjoyed all of these. Mainly because they're all short, and they get to the point, and they're fairly straightforward. I even liked these informational videos here. The cook at home and the guide to owning a pet trimming. And the meat snake one was cool. But Vita Carnis is better in short, like 5 to 7 minute things like this. Vita Carnis does not work in a long format, like 21 minutes. It doesn't work. The point kind of was to get the eerie setup, but definitely could have been shorter. I understand. I think it would have been also cool. I don't know if I just like missed it or what. I could have just missed it, but I think if they like hid the mimic in the background of some of these shots, like hell, if they had the mimic like subtly peek out of the window of this truck right here, that could have been something freaky. But unless I'm missing something, this whole video is pretty much just them walking up until the end. And I also don't know if I'm just like not feeling the tension here as much because I'm also streaming, so I don't know. Like, this doesn't need to be in this. I don't want to see their feet walking in the forest.
Funny. Chris? What are you doing? Because this isn't funny.
Okay, finally, something's happened. Finally! Oh my god! Finally! Oh my god, something's happening.
Because this isn't funny. Oh! God!
Oh my god. Hold up. Yo, the acting skills for the screaming's kind of good though. That was a realistic scream. That was good. They definitely could have shortened this. Maybe it's to keep people on edge or something for jump scares or whatever. Acting is incredible, though. I get that, like, maybe the, 15 minutes of walking was supposed to be, just to put you on edge. But I feel like you also need to, hide things in the background. And, set things up in a way where you're looking at something that looks like an entity, but it might not be at the same time. You know, like a shadow or something like that. Like, if you're, maybe have the camera in the woods or something like that, pointing at the woods, and there's, a shadow that, kind of blends in with the scenery, so you don't know if it's a creature or not, but it could be, you know? That's how you build up tension. Just walking, there's no tension if it's just walking the whole time. See, that's good. That's good stuff right there. It wasn't worth the build-up, though. I'll say that much.
What are you doing?
There's something to be said about height and intention, because often not showing the monster directly is scarier. I agree to a certain degree. Often not showing the monster directly is scarier. I think that applies to monsters that aren't supposed to have a design. I feel like when it comes to Vita Carnis, where the whole point of this series is the designs of the monsters, you want to show off the designs of the monsters. So I feel like hiding what the monsters look like would just take out all interest in this series. I'm confused about how this is a defense guide. They definitely didn't defend themselves. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice. The beginning, at the beginning. The beginning was a defense tape. Wait, go back to that comment. I want to see more. Show only what you have the budget can realistically show. If creating an actual scary and realistic... So I got like an air bubble in my chest. If creating an actually scary and realistic mimic in a live-action setting is too expensive, just show a hand or a blurry flash, like the Blair Witch Project, for example. Often not showing the monster directly is scarier. The glimpse we saw in the documentary, for example, was perfect. Oh, I understand what they're saying. Okay. So, like, the budget isn't good enough for, like, to make a full-body mimic look good. So if they... Okay, I get what they're saying. I agree with them now. They should only show, like, the face and hand. I get what they're saying. Portion... Goes you saw the portion of the two walking didn't need to be nearly as long as it was. Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. There's something to be said about heightening tension, but at a point, it just becomes too long. The viewers wind up skimming through to find when something actually happens instead of hearing a character flatly saying they're hungry several times. Yeah, I just skimmed through this entire episode. Thought it could be tighter, but I'm no master of horror by any means. Keep it up. That's like the first comment I've seen someone say something about the length of this episode. Mimic costume needs work. I don't even think the mimic costume needs that much work. I mean, like, the full body doesn't look amazing, but the head and hands look really good. So I think, yeah, maybe they should just stick to showing the head and hands and, like, hide the full body. I think that could definitely improve it. Yeah, just the build-up wasn't it, though. Find a better one, and on a high note. I always love the feeling that someone is looking for a mimic. It mimics a little bit of person. I don't see anyone mentioning the length of the video. Did nobody else except that one other person have a problem with it? I love how the footage is so long and filled with unnecessary stuff. That's not a good thing. You don't want that. It makes it way more realistic. Here's how you can... Okay. Here's how to fix this. Here's how to fix this episode. Here's how to fix this episode. Make this more like a documentary-styled episode, okay? So, I don't know if you guys have seen those, like, body cam police videos, but it doesn't show the entirety of everything. It doesn't show every single thing that is caught on the body cam. It shows the important parts, and it, like, speeds up through the parts where they're just, like, walking. And it has, like, text on screen saying, while this is happening, you know what I'm talking about? If you guys ever... I think they should have done this in the style of, like, a police body cam footage. Obviously not, like, in the perspective of a cop, but, like, in the style of, like, body cam footage, where it shows the important parts, but it implies that they've been walking for a long time. They don't need to show that they've been walking for a long time. It just needs to be implied. Even if they decided to keep in all of this walking, at least, like, speed it up and then put text over it and adding more context to the situation instead of just putting them walking unedited. It's, well, not unedited because it is edited, but I mean, you know what I mean. They literally start off saying they only brought 30 minutes of film that would be the perfect excuse to turn or keep the camera off. I mean, I get it's supposed to be found footage, but I think this would have been so much better if it was in the style of like a body cam video. Yeah, I'm burnt out for tonight. I'm burnt out. yeah, we'll leave off on that, I think. We'll leave off on that. Luckily, the following entries are much shorter, like these ones. So that's good. I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to watching these other episodes. I'm enjoying it so far. Sour note Jeej. It's not that much of a sour note though. Like, this whole series has been pretty enjoyable so far. I've liked this entire thing, except for this entry. This is the only entry I didn't like so far. And I'm a little nervous because the final 4 entries are also long. And I'm really hoping the last 4 entries aren't like this one. But these short ones, I'm really looking forward to. They're better than this one, don't worry. Oh, I believe it. Because these have been really good. The short ones, I have faith in. I'm just a little worried about the long ones. If I got Boiled One mixed up, I didn't even know where Boiled One was from, because, quite frankly, analog horror is kind of just, like, meshed into one ball of the same stuff. But I like Vita Carnis. Vita Carnis is pretty good so far. I'm probably not gonna check out the Mandela catalog. I just don't care at all. I do not care about checking that out at all. Oh, there is. Hold on one second. Well, can I save this playlist? Okay. Dr. Nowhere. Okay, thank you. There is an analog horror. I don't know if it's analog horror or not, but there is like a small horror series that not many people know about, and I want to check it out on stream one day. Someone recommended it to me for my for bizarre YouTube channels. And it's short entries too. See, if you guys find anything interesting that has entries that are short in length, dude, oh my god, perfect. That'd be beautiful. But yeah, I want to check this out at some point. It's a small channel. I was thinking about making a video on it, but I might just watch it on stream first before doing that. But yeah. I definitely want to check this one out at some point too. I think this could be pretty interesting. A small, lesser-known horror series. But, yeah. Alright, guys. Next stream, I'm going to be finishing Vita Carnis. Maybe tomorrow. I might be live tomorrow. So, yeah. Dr. Nowhere, super short entries, like seconds long. Maybe I'll check out Dr. Nowhere. I'm going to finish Vita Carnis tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Next stream. And then I'm going to check this out on stream. The Hello Kid Show. Not many people know about this one. And I'm pretty intrigued, so. Yeah. We got some pretty cool stuff coming up on these live streams here. Alright. Should we just chat for a little bit before I go?
With the Amex Gold Card, every meal is a reward. Earning.
Would you look at the boiled one if you do find it interesting? Yeah, maybe. From what I've seen like that clip that everyone's seen on TikTok of the boiled one. He's like, I will find you. That one. But yeah, Vita Carnis has been pretty good so far. I'm pleasantly surprised, except for that long one. Liking obscure stuff sucks because nobody knows what you're talking about. True. Although sometimes for me it can be a gem, because if I find something that's obscure, I can make a video about it, and no one else has talked about it before. And I'm probably gonna do that with the Hello Kid show, if it's interesting enough. I'm gonna watch it on stream first, and then if it's interesting enough, I might make a video about it. I feel like I'm gonna crash out when I like stuff no one knows about. True. I think the I'm interested to learn about what the singularity is in Vita Carnis. I'm interested to see what that's all about. I'm also interested to learn more about the host, the one that emits toxic fumes to lure you to it. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. At least I get to yap about it to people to get them into it. True. I'm definitely gonna try to like start looking for more horror stuff on the internet to talk about. I don't know about analog horror because again, I'm not like the biggest fan of analog horror. But I'm interested in finding like lesser known good analog horror to talk about in videos maybe. I'm gonna shut this off again. Beautiful quality. Also, I think the Vita Carnis is just getting updates just now, so we might get some new stuff too. Yeah, Vita Carnis isn't even over yet. Like, Vita Carnis is still going. I think it gets a new entry like every few months or so, right? I don't know if I mentioned it before, but like the Roblox game Pressure, the game itself is like Doors, but it's the lore that makes me really like it. I played Doors on stream a while back, and I never completed floor 2. I like how on stream it looks like I'm looking at chat, like right here. Like I'm looking to the side, it looks like I'm looking at chat on the screen like that. Have you ever watched the Marble Hornet series? No. Doesn't Nightmind have a series on that? And that's like a Slenderman thing, isn't it? Is Marble Hornet Slenderman? Yeah, Nightmind has a Marble Hornet series. There was another series that someone recommended to me too. Creepypasta, Jeff the Killer, all that stuff. Okay. So it's like creepypasta stuff. Uh-oh. Frame rate too high. Hold up. 1 second.
You can even put me on speaker.
All right.
Also, what's up to the chat?
All right, say hi. Say hi.
What up, chat? And get some W's up in that chat. What are you talking about?
Guys, put W in chat for Kevin.
Put W in the chat for big old Uncle Kev up here.
Yeah, I was.
Bro, Tell me why I got this funny ass story. I just left the house for some eats, right? So I'm like, oh, let me go make a combi strip. It's right. Hop, skip, and jump away.
Yeah.
I get there, somebody just passed me when I'm doing the limit on Silver Street. You can't even pass on Silver Street. Either way, I get there, I don't even got my wallet, dog. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? And then I walked in, like, before I noticed that, and there was a cop standing in the Combi, so he just watched me, like, walk in, walk out, and then nervously, like, check my pockets and then dip. That's some goofy shit. But
someone in chat said Cumbies mentioned.
Cumbies in the big 25, absolutely.
Cumbies is goated.
We love Cumbies. We love Cumbies around here. I couldn't live without it, bro.
Cumbies is primarily on the East Coast, right?
Yeah. I think it's mainly a New England thing.
Yeah.
Because the more south you go, the more you see like Wawas and Buc-ee's and
right.
The gas stations.
The best part of the Last of Us TV show is Cumbies in The Last of Us.
That's kind of peak. But what the fuck is Cumbies doing in The Last of Us?
Yeah, wait, what? Oh, you're right. Cumberland Farms is in The Last of Us, the show. That's crazy.
That's fire. I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of fire. I do kind of mess with that. But imagine like middle of an apocalypse, and you're like, yo, let's hit a Cumbies run.
What in the world is Cumbies? Cumbies is short for Cumberland Farms. It's like a New England gas station.
Yes, bro. Cumberland Farms, bro. It's the only place where you can get a wiener, empanadas, and an Arizona at the same spot.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful stuff.
It's
the best.
It's like the only thing you can do in Massachusetts, real. At least in Western Mass. Yeah.
Hey, we got the Basketball Hall of Fame in Western Mass.
That's true. Thanks for subscribing, Oni.
Oh, for real. Shouts out Oni. You said Oni, right?
Oni. Yeah, I don't know if they're in chat. They might have just subscribed. They might have just subscribed because of a YouTube video. But I get
Same
alerts
though.
for it.
Shouts out the good brother.
But,
yeah, so I'll let you finish up on stream. I'm about to run home right now and grab my wallet, and then I'm about to actually do my Cumbies run. And then just let me know whenever you're free, and I'll come grab it.
All right, wait, pick me up before your Cumbies. I want to go to Cumbies.
Oh, okay, word. So
I want to get caffeine.
Yeah, well, I'm about to be back at the crib right now, so I'll just shoot over you're over at
my grandparents. Grandparents.
All right,
yeah.
Word.
All right.
Sounds good.
I'll see you in a bit.
I'll see you, bro.
Say bye.
Bye, chat. It was fun.
Beautiful stuff. That was my buddy Kevin. All right. Hey, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching Vita Carnis with me. We will continue most likely tomorrow night, if I'm up for it. Have a good night. Stay safe. Oh, yeah. Wait, one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. Someone also recommended me this. Paranormal Paranoids. I might check this out at some point, too. These are kind of short entries. So, maybe I'll check this out on stream. But, hey. Alright, good night. I'll see you guys. Stay safe. Don't get too spooked.